ready to open to Monwell. Stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking open.
Now from WSAV, the station that's on your side. You're watching News 3 Coastal Sunrise at 5:30.
Coming up on Coastal Sunrise at 5:30, new developments in the investigation into an inmate death in the Chatham County Jail. We're now hearing from the sheriff about what happened.
Tonight, you have a chance to meet the people who protect your community. We're on your side with a closer look at the National Night Out events in Chatham County.
Kyle.
Still expecting a few isolated storms today, but the bigger headline will be the heat. Part of our area under a heat advisory for today. I'll have more on that and a look at the next 7 days in just a few minutes.
Taking 3.
And a very good morning to you. I'm Ben Katko.
And I'm Kim Gusby. Thank you for joining us this morning on Coastal Sunrise. In our crime and safety report this morning, right now, many in Savannah are on high alert after the string of shootings in the city. Alderman Tony Thomas asked his District 6 neighbors to talk about their concerns at a public meeting last night and asked them to offer possible solutions. In our crime and safety report this morning, District 6 neighbors say they're worried most about patrols, thefts, and reporting crime. They say they don't see police enough, they don't respond fast enough, and they aren't transparent about everything that happens. Police were there to assure the community they're working around the clock to keep us safe. Alderman Thomas says he's hoping for change.
District 6 is the safest district in the city of Savannah, but I do think we still have our challenges.
And how do you think you all are going to be able to overcome those challenges?
Just like this,
is lower, ready view with Kim.
By communicating and by
bringing
having
Kim's mic up
with the people that can make those changes.
As Thomas said, he will continue to monitor what's happening in District 6 to find out if these types of meetings need to happen more regularly.
In our community report this morning, we often see police in the most serious situations, such as a shooting or at a traffic stop. But tonight, neighbors can interact with officers during a night full of fun. News 3's Danny Dykes joins us live at the Downtown Neighborhood Association this morning. Just one of the places where you can meet the police. Danny, good morning to you.
Stinging to Danny.
Hey, good morning, Ben. Well, you can expect to see block parties all around the coastal empire and low country tonight. The National Night Out is a great way for families to get to know their neighbors and police officers in a relaxed, carefree setting. And just by forming these relationships, police hope in part to make our streets safer. Take a look. You're looking at video from last year's celebration. Families enjoyed ice cream, bounce houses, and even their police officers took a splash in the dunk tank. The event is designed to reduce crime in our neighborhoods. And just by participating, police say you're helping to build pride back in our community. The events are all free, so come on out. It's sure to be a lot of fun. We have a full schedule for you on our website. Just visit wsav.com/nightout. Live in Savannah, Danny Dykes, WSAV News 3.
And wiping Savannah Cam.
Thank you, Danny. 5:33 on this Tuesday morning. We're taking a live look from our Dozier Law Cam out over the Talmadge Bridge this morning. And Kyle, Dennis, temps going up on a Tuesday?
Yes, they are, Kim Gusby.
It's a song, you know?
Because it's like, you know, we had so much rain last week that it was just, you know, it was getting ridiculous. And then we had that line of storms yesterday, but now it's like you get a break from it. But, you know, you got to almost be careful what you wish for, because now we're talking about the heat returning, and we're talking about mid-90s, feeling like 105 plus in some cases. So yeah, less about the storms now, more about the heat. This is the line that moved through yesterday evening with the very heavy rain, all of the lightning. Fortunately, not too much in terms of severe weather, but it was a pretty potent line nonetheless. Hey, check it out, we did it. Lincoln down to 69. You don't see that too often this time of the year, even this early in the day. 71 Glenville, 70 in Hinesville, at a 72 right now in Savannah. So hard to believe we're talking about back to school, but here's your bus stop forecast for this morning. Dry to start, hazy, humid, but it will be dry. Pack an umbrella. There could be a spotty storm on your way home. Not expecting it on your way in, though, this morning. 73, 7 a.m., up to 80 by 9 o'clock. And by the time you head home from school today, we'll be well into the 90s. We'll talk about the next several days, how long the heat sticks around, and when those higher rain chances return, all in the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Kim?
Taking 3.
All right, thanks a lot, Kyle. 5:34 right now. New developments this morning. The Chatham County Sheriff is now weighing in on the death of an inmate at the jail over the weekend. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation was called Saturday afternoon when a guard found a 24-year-old inmate dead alone in his cell. Sheriff John Wilcher says Moshe Underwood had committed suicide, but according to jail officers, he showed no signs of having any mental health issues. Wilcher says he'd been in jail for 15 months, unable to pay his $11,000 bond. He says Underwood was arrested last year for an assault at a tobacco shop.
Taking shot.
He was unresponsive. We had 6 nurses in there working on him.
Ready to come back out to 3.
They worked on him about 47 minutes before he finally passed away. The next of kin has been notified. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has been called in to investigate the death, as well as the Sheriff's Office Internal Affairs Unit looking into any possible policy violation by officers. The Chatham County Sheriff's Office will release a statement once the GBI has conducted their reports.
Taking 3.
Sheriff
Ready to
Wiltshire
sting the
says
2 of Ben.
Underwood would have had a mental health evaluation when entering the jail, but he'd been in custody for more than a year. He did say if this investigation indicates protocol should be changed, he will address it. An autopsy was performed late yesterday.
Stinger 2.
In the Low Country, a former mayor wants to make a bid for re-election 8 years after
Ready
he was
VO.
last in office. 65-year-old
VO.
Tom Peoples is
Ready
running for
SOT.
mayor of Hilton Head again. He was in charge there for 15 years, from 1995 to 2010. He says his wife's illness was the reason he left office. Peoples believes the town has lost its direction and wants to bring what he calls strong leadership back to the community. He's also looking to slow down the rapid expansion that has come since he was mayor.
Taking shot.
We are what we are. We are a resort, a retirement
Ready 2.
community,
Ben.
and I think we need to understand that, stop trying to reinvent the wheel, and totally focus on the fact to make us the best that there is at what we do, and stop looking and trying to search for what else it is we want to be when we grow up.
Taking 2.
So far, there are 3 candidates, including Peoples. The other 2 are current town councilman John McCann and activist Rochelle
ready
Williams.
3.
We've yet to hear about the current mayor's plans, though. Candidates do have until August 15th to file for that election.
Transition
Making
3.
headlines, former President Bill Clinton marks the unveiling of a new collection at the University
VO.
of South Carolina. The collection honors former Palmetto State Governor Richard Riley.
Taking VO.
As governor, Riley made education in the state a top priority, helping increase the amount of state-level spending. He later moved to become the United States Secretary of Education under then
Ready,
President
Savo.
Clinton. That's when he helped make changes nationally by increasing spending for higher education and helping students with loan repayments. Riley also had a big influence on K-12 education.
Taking
When he
Savo.
was Secretary of Education, we had the largest increase in aid to higher education since the GI Bill. We implemented a direct student loan program in the participating universities
Ready to continue VO with
to
Kim.
guarantee the loans,
Kim's
cut
mic's
the
up.
fees, save the students $11 billion in borrowing costs.
Taking
The
VO.
exhibit is open to the public at USC's
Ready to
main
come out to
library
2.
through December. The collection features handwritten speeches donated by Riley himself.
Taking 2.
Today is
Ready full
National
screen.
Lighthouse Day, and Fort Pulaski is inviting you to take part in a special hike on its Lighthouse Overlook Trail. It's a pretty cool one. The guided hike starts
Yeah, I would
at
do this if it
9:30
wasn't
this
at
morning.
9:30.
It'll take about an hour and a half to finish. The nearly 2-mile trail ends with the closest land view of the Cockspur Island Lighthouse. Visitors are asked to meet at the
Ready to
Visitor
sting
Center by
3.
9:15 this morning. There is a 30-person limit. Sponsor first come, first serve. Admission is $7 for those 16 and older. It is free for children 15 years and younger.
Taking 3.
Federal rules don't allow pets inside grocery stores or restaurants unless they're service animals. But how do you tell the difference? We're on your
Ready,
side
VO.
this morning with more on the laws in place. Under
Taking
the
VO.
Americans with Disabilities Act, only service animals are allowed inside grocery stores. But under that same act, owners don't have to prove it. Chinook
Ready,
is
SOT.
a service dog, training to help an Army veteran with PTSD in public. Under the ADA, Chinook and even an untrained emotional support dog are allowed to be with their owners practically anywhere, and it's actually illegal for employees to ask for proof. Trainer Natalie Merrick says it's the dogs that aren't trained that are giving service dogs a bad rep,
Ready, SOT.
and something should be done to enforce it.
Taking SOT.
ESAs don't have to have any training. You can pick up a dog on the side of the road and slap a vest on it, and it's legal by federal standards, and that's the problem, because ESAs can fly. But if that dog can't stand to go out of your living room, what is he going to do at 15,000 feet? He's going to freak out, and then when we go on a plane, we get treated
Ready
horribly.
3. Taking 3.
In about 20 states, it's a misdemeanor to claim a pet
Ready,
is a
sting
service
VO.
animal when it's not. Georgia and South Carolina are not in those 20 states.
Staying in the VO.
In our military report this morning, the Pentagon
Ready,
is
2
now
shot on
banning
3
deployed
with
service members from using fitness
music.
trackers, smartphones, and potentially even dating apps that use geolocating features. The Pentagon says in January it was reviewing its policies after a fitness tracking app may have accidentally revealed the locations of security forces around the world. While the devices themselves will not be banned, service members will be responsible for ensuring their geolocation features are disabled. The new policy says the ban applies to all personnel in operational areas, which includes troops deployed overseas.
Taking
20 minutes before 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning.
Straight ahead here on Coastal Sunrise, scientists say coasts are being hit hard by a red tide. Ahead, we'll show you how it's impacting the environment and
full screen.
business.
Stay with us. You're watching Coastal Sunrise from WSAV News 3.
Quick.
Geolocating story, yeah.
And faded black, brick rolls.